Добро пожаловать на урок английского языка для начинающих. Сегодня мы научимся превращать предложения из настоящего времени в прошедшее, используя британский английский. Приступим. Я завтракаю в 7 утра.
I eat breakfast at 7 a.m.
I eat breakfast at 7 a.m.
Я позавтракал в 7 утра.
I ate breakfast at 7 a.m.
I ate breakfast at 7 a.m.
Она навещает бабушку каждые выходные.
She visits her grandma every weekend.
She visits her grandma every weekend.
Она навестила бабушку на прошлых выходных.
She visited her grandma last weekend.
She visited her grandma last weekend.
Они играют в шахматы после школы.
They play chess after school.
They play chess after school.
Они играли в шахматы вчера после школы.
They played chess yesterday after school.
They played chess yesterday after school.
Он изучает математику по понедельникам.
He studies math on Mondays.
He studies math on Mondays.
Он изучал математику в прошлый понедельник.
He studied math last Monday.
He studied math last Monday.
Я сейчас пишу письмо.
I am writing a letter now.
I am writing a letter now.
Я писал письмо час назад.
I was writing a letter an hour ago.
I was writing a letter an hour ago.
Она разговаривает по телефону.
She is talking on the phone.
She is talking on the phone.
Она разговаривала по телефону, когда я пришел.
She was talking on the phone when I arrived.
She was talking on the phone when I arrived.
Мы ждем автобус.
We are waiting for the bus.
We are waiting for the bus.
Мы ждали автобус в 8 утра.
We were waiting for the bus at 8 a.m.
We were waiting for the bus at 8 a.m.
Они играют в теннис.
They are playing tennis.
They are playing tennis.
Они играли в теннис вчера днем.
They were playing tennis yesterday afternoon.
They were playing tennis yesterday afternoon.
Он работает в банке.
He works in a bank.
He works in a bank.
Он работал в банке в прошлом году.
He worked in a bank last year.
He worked in a bank last year.
Я изучаю английский.
I am learning English.
I am learning English.
Я изучал английский прошлой ночью.
I was learning English last night.
I was learning English last night.
Она ездит на работу на машине каждый день.
She drives to work every day.
She drives to work every day.
Она поехала на работу вчера.
She drove to work yesterday.
She drove to work yesterday.
Мы сейчас готовим ужин.
We are cooking dinner now.
We are cooking dinner now.
Мы готовили ужин, когда ты позвонил.
We were cooking dinner when you called.
We were cooking dinner when you called.
Они часто посещают музеи.
They visit museums often.
They visit museums often.
Они посетили музей в прошлые выходные.
They visited a museum last weekend.
They visited a museum last weekend.
Он читает газету.
He is reading a newspaper.
He is reading a newspaper.
Он читал газету сегодня утром.
He was reading a newspaper this morning.
He was reading a newspaper this morning.
Я выгуливаю собаку каждый вечер.
I walk my dog every evening.
I walk my dog every evening.
Я выгулил собаку вчера вечером.
I walked my dog last evening.
I walked my dog last evening.
Она готовится к экзаменам.
She is studying for exams.
She is studying for exams.
Она готовилась к экзаменам весь день вчера.
She was studying for exams all day yesterday.
She was studying for exams all day yesterday.
Я езжу на работу на машине каждый день.
I drive to work every day.
I drive to work every day.
Я поехал на работу вчера.
I drove to work yesterday.
I drove to work yesterday.
Она пишет письма своей подруге.
She writes letters to her friend.
She writes letters to her friend.
Она написала письмо прошлой ночью.
She wrote a letter last night.
She wrote a letter last night.
Мы говорим по-английски дома.
We speak English at home.
We speak English at home.
Мы говорили по-английски вчера.
We spoke English yesterday.
We spoke English yesterday.
Они слушают музыку вечером.
They listen to music in the evening.
They listen to music in the evening.
Они слушали музыку вчера вечером.
They listened to music last evening.
They listened to music last evening.
Я учу французский.
I am learning French.
I am learning French.
Я учил французский в прошлом году.
I was learning French last year.
I was learning French last year.
Она сейчас ведет машину.
She is driving now.
She is driving now.
Она вела машину, когда начался дождь.
She was driving when it started to rain.
She was driving when it started to rain.
Мы ужинаем.
We are having dinner.
We are having dinner.
Мы ужинали, когда зазвонил телефон.
We were having dinner when the phone rang.
We were having dinner when the phone rang.
Они играют в карты.
They are playing cards.
They are playing cards.
Они играли в карты всю ночь.
They were playing cards all night.
They were playing cards all night.
Я посетил Лондон.
I have visited London.
I have visited London.
Я посетил Лондон до того, как переехал в Париж.
I had visited London before I moved to Paris.
I had visited London before I moved to Paris.
Она купила новую машину.
She has bought a new car.
She has bought a new car.
Она купила новую машину до того, как цены поднялись.
She had bought a new car before the prices went up.
She had bought a new car before the prices went up.
Мы закончили проект.
We have finished the project.
We have finished the project.
Мы закончили проект до крайнего срока.
We had finished the project before the deadline.
We had finished the project before the deadline.
Они поужинали.
They have eaten dinner.
They have eaten dinner.
Они поужинали до нашего приезда.
They had eaten dinner before we arrived.
They had eaten dinner before we arrived.
Я читаю книги в свободное время.
I read books in my free time.
I read books in my free time.
Я прочитал книгу в прошлые выходные.
I read a book last weekend.
I read a book last weekend.
Она смотрит фильмы по пятницам.
She watches movies on Fridays.
She watches movies on Fridays.
Она смотрела фильм в прошлую пятницу.
She watched a movie last Friday.
She watched a movie last Friday.
Мы играем в баскетбол каждые выходные.
We play basketball every weekend.
We play basketball every weekend.
Мы играли в баскетбол вчера.
We played basketball yesterday.
We played basketball yesterday.
Они едят вне дома по воскресеньям.
They eat out on Sundays.
They eat out on Sundays.
Они ели вне дома в прошлое воскресенье.
They ate out last Sunday.
They ate out last Sunday.
Я проверяю свою электронную почту.
I am checking my email.
I am checking my email.
Я проверял свою почту, когда ты пришел.
I was checking my email when you arrived.
I was checking my email when you arrived.
Она печет торт.
She is baking a cake.
She is baking a cake.
Она пекла торт, когда я позвонил.
She was baking a cake when I called.
She was baking a cake when I called.
Мы ждем врача.
We are waiting for the doctor.
We are waiting for the doctor.
Мы ждали врача 2 часа.
We were waiting for the doctor for 2 hours.
We were waiting for the doctor for 2 hours.
Они готовятся к тесту.
They are studying for the test.
They are studying for the test.
Они занимались всю ночь.
They were studying all night.
They were studying all night.
Я чувствую себя усталым.
I feel tired.
I feel tired.
Я чувствовал себя усталым вчера.
I felt tired yesterday.
I felt tired yesterday.
Она понимает урок.
She understands the lesson.
She understands the lesson.
Она поняла урок после объяснения.
She understood the lesson after the explanation.
She understood the lesson after the explanation.
Мы помним его имя.
We remember his name.
We remember his name.
Мы вспомнили его имя через некоторое время.
We remembered his name after a while.
We remembered his name after a while.
Они забывают правила.
They forget the rules.
They forget the rules.
Они забыли правила во время игры.
They forgot the rules during the game.
They forgot the rules during the game.
Я строю модель самолета.
I am building a model plane.
I am building a model plane.
Я строил модель самолета весь день.
I was building a model plane all afternoon.
I was building a model plane all afternoon.
Она кормит кошку.
She is feeding the cat.
She is feeding the cat.
Она кормила кошку, когда я приехал.
She was feeding the cat when I arrived.
She was feeding the cat when I arrived.
Мы украшаем дом.
We are decorating the house.
We are decorating the house.
Мы украшали дом к вечеринке.
We were decorating the house for the party.
We were decorating the house for the party.
Они изучают новые навыки.
They are learning new skills.
They are learning new skills.
Они изучали новые навыки на прошлой неделе.
They were learning new skills last week.
They were learning new skills last week.
Я знаю его много лет.
I have known him for years.
I have known him for years.
Я знал его до того, как мы начали работать вместе.
I had known him before we worked together.
I had known him before we worked together.
Она выиграла много наград.
She has won many awards.
She has won many awards.
Она выиграла много наград до 20 лет.
She had won many awards before she turned 20.
She had won many awards before she turned 20.
Мы путешествовали по всему миру.
We have traveled around the world.
We have traveled around the world.
Мы путешествовали по миру, прежде чем осесть.
We had traveled around the world before settling down.
We had traveled around the world before settling down.
Они создали сильную команду.
They have built a strong team.
They have built a strong team.
Они создали сильную команду до соревнований.
They had built a strong team before the competition.
They had built a strong team before the competition.
Я открываю магазин в 9 утра.
I open the shop at 9 a.m.
I opened the shop at 9 a.m.
Я открыл магазин в 9 утра вчера.
I opened the shop at 9 a.m. yesterday.
I opened the shop at 9 a.m. yesterday.
Она закрывает офис в 6 вечера.
She closes the office at 6 p.m.
She closes the office at 6 p.m.
Она закрыла офис в 6 вечера вчера.
She closed the office at 6 p.m. last night.
She closed the office at 6 p.m. last night.
Мы начинаем работу рано.
We start work early.
We start work early.
Мы начали работу рано сегодня.
We started work early today.
We started work early today.
Они заканчивают школу в 3 часа дня.
They finish school at 3 p.m.
They finish school at 3 p.m.
Они закончили школу в 3 часа дня вчера.
They finished school at 3 p.m. yesterday.
They finished school at 3 p.m. yesterday.
Я отвечаю на письма.
I am answering emails.
I am answering emails.
Я отвечал на письма, когда ты позвонил.
I was answering emails when you called.
I was answering emails when you called.
Она присутствует на совещании.
She is attending a meeting.
She is attending a meeting.
Она присутствовала на совещании все утро.
She was attending a meeting all morning.
She was attending a meeting all morning.
Мы обсуждаем новые идеи.
We are discussing new ideas.
We are discussing new ideas.
Мы обсуждали новые идеи вчера днем.
We were discussing new ideas yesterday afternoon.
We were discussing new ideas yesterday afternoon.
Они организуют файлы.
They are organizing files.
They are organizing files.
Они организовывали файлы на прошлой неделе.
They were organizing files last week.
They were organizing files last week.
Я накопил достаточно денег.
I have saved enough money.
I have saved enough money.
Я накопил достаточно денег до того, как купил машину.
I had saved enough money before I bought the car.
I had saved enough money before I bought the car.
Она сменила работу.
She has changed her job.
She has changed her job.
Она сменила работу до переезда в город.
She had changed her job before moving to the city.
She had changed her job before moving to the city.
Мы решили проблему.
We have solved the problem.
We have solved the problem.
Мы решили проблему до крайнего срока.
We had solved the problem before the deadline.
We had solved the problem before the deadline.
Они улучшили свои навыки.
They have improved their skills.
They have improved their skills.
Они улучшили свои навыки до экзамена.
They had improved their skills before the exam.
They had improved their skills before the exam.
Мне нужен новый телефон.
I need a new phone.
I need a new phone.
Мне нужен был новый телефон в прошлом месяце.
I needed a new phone last month.
I needed a new phone last month.
Она любит шоколад.
She loves chocolate.
She loves chocolate.
Она любила шоколад в детстве.
She loved chocolate as a child.
She loved chocolate as a child.
Мы предпочитаем чай.
We prefer tea.
We prefer tea.
Мы предпочли чай кофе вчера.
We preferred tea over coffee yesterday.
We preferred tea over coffee yesterday.
Они ненавидят пробки.
They hate traffic jams.
They hate traffic jams.
Они ненавидели пробку сегодня утром.
They hated the traffic jam this morning.
They hated the traffic jam this morning.
Я пакую свои вещи.
I am packing my bags.
I am packing my bags.
Я паковал вещи, когда ты приехал.
I was packing my bags when you arrived.
I was packing my bags when you arrived.
Она поливает растения.
She is watering the plants.
She is watering the plants.
Она поливала растения днем.
She was watering the plants in the afternoon.
She was watering the plants in the afternoon.
Мы чиним крышу.
We are fixing the roof.
We are fixing the roof.
Мы чинили крышу, когда начался дождь.
We were fixing the roof when it started to rain.
We were fixing the roof when it started to rain.
Они репетируют пьесу.
They are rehearsing for the play.
They are rehearsing for the play.
Они репетировали весь вечер.
They were rehearsing all evening.
They were rehearsing all evening.
Я потерял свой телефон.
I have lost my phone.
I have lost my phone.
Я потерял свой телефон, прежде чем нашел его под диваном.
I had lost my phone before I found it under the sofa.
I had lost my phone before I found it under the sofa.
Она написала книгу.
She has written a book.
She has written a book.
Она написала книгу до 25 лет.
She had written a book before she turned 25.
She had written a book before she turned 25.
Мы встретились с менеджером.
We have met the manager.
We have met the manager.
Мы встретились с менеджером до совещания.
We had met the manager before the meeting.
We had met the manager before the meeting.
Они завершили обучение.
They have completed the training.
They have completed the training.
Они завершили обучение до начала работы.
They had completed the training before starting the job.
They had completed the training before starting the job.
Я играю на пианино.
I play the piano.
I play the piano.
Я играл на пианино на концерте.
I played the piano at the concert.
I played the piano at the concert.
Она танцует грациозно.
She dances gracefully.
She dances gracefully.
Она танцевала на фестивале.
She danced at the festival.
She danced at the festival.
Мы поем в хоре.
We sing in a choir.
We sing in a choir.
Мы пели в церкви в прошлое воскресенье.
We sang at the church last Sunday.
We sang at the church last Sunday.
Они рисуют портреты.
They draw portraits.
They draw portraits.
Они нарисовали мой портрет вчера.
They drew my portrait yesterday.
They drew my portrait yesterday.
Я чиню свою машину.
I am fixing my car.
I am fixing my car.
Я чинил свою машину все утро.
I was fixing my car all morning.
I was fixing my car all morning.
Она шьет платье.
She is sewing a dress.
She is sewing a dress.
Она шила платье прошлой ночью.
She was sewing a dress last night.
She was sewing a dress last night.
Мы сажаем деревья.
We are planting trees.
We are planting trees.
Мы сажали деревья прошлой весной.
We were planting trees last spring.
We were planting trees last spring.
Они тренируются для марафона.
They are training for the marathon.
They are training for the marathon.
Они тренировались, когда я их увидел.
They were training when I saw them.
They were training when I saw them.